Good morning. Today's game is called Slam and Jam. Let's go over and take a look. As you can see, we have two stations. And what this is a basketball game. So we have the play field separated by this cage, as you can see here, and down we have a gate. And when the game is activated, that gate pulls down and allows the balls to roll ahead. And then you have a time limit in which you're trying to get the balls through the hoop there. Now I'm just going to hop up on the play field and show you something interesting. See that? That's the sensor. And it is really important with this game that you make sure you have good lighting, because if the lighting isn't adequate, the balls will be able to drop through this hoop and the sensor can't see them. I haven't had to replace any sensors, but I've actually had to replace the main board that that sensor connects to. So let's go down and take a look. This is the front door. This is the coin mech area. There's the coin mechs. These are for Canadian loonies. And I'll just put some light on the situation here. Here's the main board in all its glory. So I've actually had to replace one of these, and that caused the sensor to work properly again. There's where all the sounds chips are. There's the audio amplifier there. More control boards, power supply, transformer switch, another power supply down here. That's where we do all our programming, and all our programming will be done up there on the main display. This is the cash box here, which is situated where the coin door is. And your typical coin mechs, which I think I've gone through before, you know, they get dirty or they get jammed, so you can pull them open here and clean them. But typically the problem with these is the wrong coin will get put in and it gets jammed. This is the coin box where everything falls into. And lo and behold, there's some coins here. This is the ticket mech again. Nothing, no big deal here with this thing. Again, we just get ticket jams, and by pulling back this little clip here, you can pull the whole mech out. Up here on the play field, you have a solo button and a speaker, and a link button and a speaker. Both stations have these buttons, and that's because the game gives you an option of either playing independently or together. So if you have two people at both stations and you both press the link button, the game is interfaced with each other and you can compete. Now, you'll have to excuse me because I'm having problems with my right arm permanently now. So I'll just give you a quick demonstration of how the game works. So we begin by activating the coin mechanism. Pressing the button, and the gate opens. We'll take our balls, throw it in the hoop like that. That. You get the idea. Okay, now let me just pick this up. After it runs out of time, you're going to see this gate come up. Here it comes. Wow, wasn't that exciting? Now, one of the main problems with this game when we got it is this gate, if I go over here and show you, it's not at a very high angle, as you could see, right? About, say, 45-ish. When we first got this gate was at 90 degrees and it was always grabbing the balls, and the end result is once it tries to crush the basketballs, the gate gets damaged, and what goes is the gearbox motor, which I'm going to take you down underneath and show you. First, we're going to get the game going again. Okay. Okay, excuse me, I'm having some trouble moving here. So here's the motor that I'm talking about. And these motors aren't cheap. It's just a DC gearbox motor. Here's the gearbox, and this is what gets stripped. Now here's the arm mechanism. This arm is connected to the motor shaft here. if you can see that well or not there. And this arm here is then connected through this linkage up to the gate there. So what I'm going to do is just turn the game off and on and let you see the gate reset. Okay, so it's off. There. That's how it resets. So the problem, as I said, when we get jams in here, this gearbox gets destroyed, and these are expensive. The other thing is this arm, as you can see, it's held on by set screws. Sorry, let me move that out of the way, whatever that is. Okay, that arm is set on by set screws here, as you can see here. That will come loose eventually off of the shaft. And then these little switches here are what you call end of stroke switches. So those two will go eventually. So this is the main trouble area of the game, is these gearboxes, if things should get in here. Down here, this is important, this is the power switch. And this is the communication ports. They look like RCA cables, but they aren't. You can't use regular RCA cables. You have to use the special cables for this machine. And that's because they're transmitting data back and forth between both machines, and that's when they're interplaying. If any of these cables get knocked off, you'll get what's called error 4 on your display. Let's go take a look. Let's pull one off. Oh dear, pull one off. Oh my God, oh my God. Error 4 means a link problem. And that actually happens quite a bit here because debris gets put behind there for storage reasons because space is tight. So we'll plug it back in. And there, that part is fixed. Other than that, as long as you keep on top of this game like most of them, it should be okay. Anyways, I thank you for your time and for your interest. Cheers.